Hi everybody, welcome back to the Wandering Poet Cafe. This is our How to Publish a Poetry Book or Chapbook series. In the previous videos I showed you guys what is a poetry chapbook. It's a shorter, usually 20 to 40 page book of poems, generally centered around a single theme. And I'm taking you guys through this process with a chapbook I'm currently in the process of getting published called the Windswept Verses. My publisher is Finishing Line Press. And so right now, as of just 4 days ago, April 15th, the pre-order sales period has begun for my book. And so I'm going to show you guys in this video what a press kit looks like to market and try to sell copies for your new book. When it comes to any poetry book or chapbook or any book of any kind, the pre-sales period is immensely important because that's what determines not only the size of the print run, but also the royalty percentage that you as the author will be paid. And this makes sense. Publishing is a very difficult industry to make money on, and so publishers need to know that there is an audience for the book before they start printing so that they can actually make some bit of money. And so that's why your pre-sales period is so important. So now that mine has begun, my publisher has sent me a press kit with a bunch of materials I can use to market the book and get it out there, in addition to their efforts on their end. So I've got all relevant materials in a folder on my desktop. Here you can see the front of the postcards that they sent me. This has the cover of my book that they're working on right now. They said it might change a little bit for the real thing, but these are postcards with the cover on the front, and then on the back it's got relevant information with about how to order. So the pre-sales period, it tells you, extends from now till June 20th, 2025. Author photo, QR code. You can scan that QR code, takes you right to the website where you can order. That's what makes the QR code so effective. Back when I was promoting my last chapbook over 10 years ago, it was all these little tear-offs that, make the more steps between seeing it and actually being able to order it makes it less likely that people will. So that's a really good tool to have. And then here is the press release from my publisher, which I have already sent out to some local newspapers, and I will include in emails that I send out. 75% of sales will come from an email list, and so that's really important. But the press release, as you can see, has the cover, has the synopsis from the back cover. The Windswept Verses, a new collection of poems from Hawaii by Mark Kaplon, celebrates the wonder of nature, the interconnectedness of all living things, and the transitory nature of the self. Accessible, lyrical, and imagistic, these poems follow what the author calls the windswept way of the senses, taking the reader on a journey across vibrant landscapes and into the fleetingness of the moment that makes somehow such an eternity of the moment. And then there's the order link, which if you click on takes you to the publisher's website with which is where you order the book during the pre-sales period right now. Once it's officially in print, it'll be on Amazon and other places like that. But this has the author blurb, it has the synopsis, and it has a couple reviews also of the book that will all appear on the back cover. And so these blurbs are from a couple editors who originally published poems in the book. First one is by Laura Stone, editor of Tiny Seed Literary Journal. Windswept Verses beautifully brings Hawaii's landscapes to life. These poems capture nature's power and grace in vivid, memorable lines. We're thrilled to see his work, including the number 9, originally published by Tiny Seed Journal, reach new audiences in this beautiful collection. And then from Gail Entrican of Canary Literary Journal of the Environmental Crisis, Windswept Verses chronicles a 3-month sojourn through the glorious green mountain countryside of East Maui. Appearing to be taken from journal entries, the stanzas progress euphorically through the landscape, alive with extraordinary beauty as he's fully present to notice. And back to the press release here, this has all the relevant info, so the synopsis from the back cover, those 2 blurbs that are going to appear, my author bio, Mark Kaplon teaches literature and Hawaiian culture on the Big Island of Hawaii. This is a longer one that'll be on the inside of the book. And then you've got media contact and author contact. So my editor from the publishing house, as well as my info with my email, phone, and social media, YouTube channels, this channel and my other one, Eat and Be Eaten Hawaii. And then on the back here, the QR code and the info about ordering, that the book is on discount now during the pre-order sales period, and then also a few sample poems. I'll read just a little bit of these. This is number 3. In sunshine, both space and time expand. Where was I, coming alive on my birthday, breaking to pieces on the Rainbow Islands? And who is she, a girl today, staying and straying on the Rainbow Islands? From a sunlit sea, see mountaintop to mountaintop arising. Hear the crackle of rocks and the bright light that falls everywhere into place. Forget your knees to the breathlessness of peaks, and find them again by some pebbles. Seize me. Release me, leave me everywhere in space to be dispersing, and the colors of the wind parade on the windswept way of the senses. And then it goes on and on. It's about a 2-page poem, and the final of the sequence of 40 verses of the Windswept Verses also is included. This one was the one published in Canary, and which was nominated for the Pushcart Prize back in 2019. Under the title Failure. When failure and death and further instructions finally are forgotten from your senses, when miles are to go, the stones begin to glow, and you for sustenance only breath, when finally exposure takes you, naked and exhaling, and knowing is a feeling almost physical, listen. The whole world is speaking. Can you hear those trees, these stones, the sun's light, the quiet? And so that's all of what goes into the press release. All of that information basically has everything, and there's also a flyer you can see here. This is what I'll put up in, asked to put up in storefronts and libraries, on bulletin boards, that type of thing. It's got the cover, author picture, little sample poem, nice big QR code order here, and the synopsis. So on just one single page gives you all the info you need, and again, you can just scan it with your phone and be taken right to the order page. And so that is all of what you're going to have in a press kit: the flyer, the postcards, the press release, the info on the order page on the publisher's website. And the main thing with all this stuff is repetition. People gotta see it and hear it multiple times before they're likely to take action of actually ordering. That's why, it's a lot of the same info being repackaged in different ways. The postcards you can mail to people, you can hand them out. I'm going to be doing some farmers markets later on this month or next month where I can hand those out. I'm going to be doing a radio interview at a local radio station next month to promote the book. I'm going to put the flyers up around different towns. I'm also obviously promoting here on social media. So, kind of attacking as many different venues as you can with your press kit will help you have the best chance of selling copies. I also sent the press release to some local newspapers, and I heard back from one of them yesterday. They're going to print it in next month's copy of the newspaper. And again, your pre-orders will determine the royalties you get paid and the size of the press run. So very important. But yeah, so as this process continues, I'll take some footage of the radio interview and myself doing some marketing of the book so you guys can follow along. And then it's going to come out in August, and I'll show you the entire process all the way through if you're interested in checking that out, seeing how it works. So this is the Wandering Poet Cafe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.